Hey, what's up everybody? Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I know that I made previous Keratoconus videos and a lot of you guys responded with great comments. And I want to take the time to highlight these comments, but also take the time to maybe answer these questions so that if ever you have those questions, well, now they'll be answered. So you can thank these people for commenting. All right, so let's go with the first one we got here. So this is a video I made a long time ago. Let's get through it. All right, let's see what we got. Aisha0138 says, same here. No one in my family or friend group have had this disease. No one understand what I go through every day. They think I can see with glasses on, but I can't see. Everything I see still blurry with glasses, just got intact in left eye. Intacts, great that you have them. If they work for you, great. But it's just sad when people, a lot of times, I think that sympathy is something that people get more than empathy. Empathy is really putting yourself in someone else's shoes, even though you've never been in their situation, and trying your best to understand where they're coming from. It's hard for people to do that. I think it's easier to sympathize because sympathy comes a little bit easier for some people. It doesn't involve as much thought, concern, or it's just like, to be empathetic with someone, you do have to think. You have to go through like the mental gymnastic of trying to understand how someone else thinks, how someone else may be feeling things. And so it's easier for them to comment on something they don't know than to actually learn to know this thing, to be knowledgeable enough to make an assumption or give a comment. I'm going to try this one. B. Howie Yamital. B. Howie Yamital. 4730 says, I was just diagnosed with this. Wanted to know if this would heal even after cornea transplant. So it will heal. I can't really answer this question because it really depends on what you mean by that. If you're asking if it's going to get better after corneal transplant, yes, that's the whole point. I've had corneal transplant and my eyesight is way better. With glasses, I actually can get a very good vision with glasses. So yeah, that's all I got to say on that. Stan5964. Hey, homie. Answered to some questions. So I gotta say, I really do like this guy because it says, well, I'm not all qualified, but just from my experiences, it really depends on the severity / stage of the condition. I've had corneal transplant because the condition was quite severe. After doing such, typically your vision can improve, but there's no real cure. Perhaps it may be beneficial to get cross-linking done. The positive is that there are ways to help improve your sight with glasses, lenses, etc. Man, let me tell you, big heart here. Juliana Ruda 7742 says, this video really hit when you describe how hard contact feels. I kind of hate them, but for the brief moments that they are not dry as beep, I can see sharp and feel happy. I saw the Scarol semi-rigid exist, and I was thinking of trying them since some doctors say that they hold to the scara. And it's softer, but I don't know if someone here already tried that. I hope I can get cross-linking surgery soon and at least preserve a bit of my vision that is blurry, but I still can't work with lenses. And I hope it also helps me eventually to get intact to avoid using rigid contacts. Makes me feel better to see that so many people sharing this experience. Okay, so JBrown6457 says, I went to laser eye surgery center and he basically diagnosed my keratoconus condition. After I went to another eye center, I had the cross-linking treatment. Question, what do you prefer, scleral lenses or RPG lenses for clarity? I currently use RPG lenses, but find them uncomfortable. My answer is still the same. It remains personally, I don't like either of them. I found them uncomfortable. Most people I engaged with told me that they didn't have that much discomfort, so it must be rarer. I got the corneal transplant mainly because of this. And to this, I had also another comment that said from Shadowscape6908, I suffer from KC and also from neurodermatitis. Titties. They say, I suffer from KC and also from neurodermatitis. ND patients might have a condition to develop KC. I cannot wear hard lenses since my eyes develop an inflammation and start to get really, really uncomfortable and red and itchy after wearing them for a few days. My doctors gave me specific drops to decrease my eye immune reaction so I could wear the lenses, he told me. I did not try them yet, but I hope this information might help. My question is, do you also have problems with neurodermatitis or any eczema? No, I don't have any issues like that. But now I'm wondering. I don't. From my knowledge, I don't have any issues like that. But like, thank you very much, Shadowscape, for your comment, because I think a lot of people may look at this and maybe see if that's something. Okay, so the innermost sanctum, I love your handle, says I'm into eye number 2 on my corneal cross-linking with Scarola lens fitting to go. I'm not sure. Scaro lenses, I think maybe, to go. Because it is so specialized, the VA had to outsource. It's been 3 to 5 years just to feel like it's all for nothing. But hey, I know it'll eventually be worth it. I'm already retired at 48. I miss reading, writing, comic books, and video games. I picked up a few musical instrument during COVID. I mean, if there were a mystical instrument, that would be great. But I think he meant musical because he wrote musical. So during COVID, I'm sorry, my ADHD is so bad. Let's go back. I picked up a few musical instruments during COVID and find it a pleasant distraction. Take care. We are not alone, but when you're legally blind and looking around a blurred nothing less, it can sure feel like it. I found my cervix dog really help with the sensory deprivation aspect of the condition. Later, jabronis. I love that guy. Um, Bro, I'm gonna tell you, yes, the part when he says I miss reading, writing, comic books, and video game, that was like 4 years of my life. Not be able to watch movies in the theater because they would literally like trying to focus on the screen that was far away would just mess my eyes up. I had a hard time reading after like 10 minutes. My eyes would get like burnt and I would get tired and just not working. Video games, told you guys I used to work in the industry and that actually was a big hit. I had another channel where I would do certain things and we would talk about certain things. I had to stop doing that because I just couldn't anymore. That is the hardest part about keratoconus, the things that we love that we can't do anymore. And having also people that don't understand that little aspect. I'm really, really glad that you found a service dog that really helps. And I'm also really, I like the fact that you picked up instruments. You find something else, found a new hobby to try to compensate. Even though I don't think it's okay for you to lose your hobbies, but I find that it's great that you found new hobbies and you're keeping your head up. So for that, my hat goes to you. And I think that everybody should take a little bit of inspiration from the innermost sanctum. Here, Shirley Harris 9789 says, "I thought I were the only one in the world that had keratoconus. I'm so not sad now because I'm not the only one in the world now that has keratoconus. No, you're not alone, Shirley. I thought I was alone too because I didn't know anybody that had it. I asked people, do you have keratoconus? Nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew what it was all about. I had to make my own research, everything, all of that. And no, we're not alone. I can tell you right now, we deep. We about 20,000 people, that have it. I know there's at least 20,000 people out there that have it. So thank you very much for commenting. Shirley Harris 9789. Now Chris Jones, I'm kidding. Chris Jones 950 says, I've had it, but tried glasses. Didn't like wearing them, I guess. So got worse to the point I got an affection in left eye. So now they tried me in the scleral lenses and I've had them for about half a year and either have trouble putting them in because I have squinting eyes or lazy right eye, and even they don't feel 100% comfortable. So I was thinking of asking my doctor, and a cornea transplant would be better for me. What do you think? I told him it was a great conversation to have with your doctor. I went through the same thing, and that's why I got the transplant. I can definitely understand if you have issues with your eyes, either your eyes are like squinty or like you said, you have a lazy eye, whatever, it could be really hard because you really have to get like full control of that area to be able to fit it in and take it out. So that's why I think it's harder for some people than other people may consider and may think about. But hey, listen, Chris Jones, I know exactly where you're going, where you're coming from. So yeah. Okay, so the question, do you drive a car? So questions about cars may come along a lot. I stopped driving for 4 years. Between my even before my cross-linking surgery, some from like a couple of years before that, and then I only started driving after I was fully healed from my corneal transplant. So, in my situation, when it comes to corneal transplant, they tried a new procedure, and for that reason, the stitches were removed differently than most people. So when I went there, they would only remove like 1 or 2 stitches at a time, and so it took a couple of weeks for me to have to go back there and get the stitches removed. Once all stitches were removed, that's when I started to drive again, and it's on my license that I cannot drive without my glasses. So if ever I drive and I ain't got my glasses, well, I'm liable to get into trouble. I started to drive only after my eyes were fully healed, after I really felt like I could see, because anytime before that, like I said, I would have felt like a criminal driving, like someone that's driving under the influence, right? So that's where we stop. Okay, so here NXT or lower dash, I don't even know how you call it. F Gamer 7656 says, you get ghost images and halos with glasses or without glasses? Both. I'm pretty sure it's worse without my glasses, but with both. Honestly, just with both. I'm lucky enough now that after getting a couple of procedures, I can see better at night. So the halos are not as bad as they used to be, but they used to be very, very, very bad with or without glasses. Just without glasses, of course, everything was just worse. That's 100% worse. So Dominican Dude 34 here tells us that one of the things that he deals the most, or the hardest for him to deal with, or for them to deal with, was constant headache, especially when they put hard contacts, or after they stay away from them and try to force their vision to focus on things. That's definitely, I think all of us can relate to that. Hard time focusing. Yeah. As Dominican Dude 34, if there was any things that it uses, maybe to help, whatever, with a headache. He says that personally, he tries to stay away from taking medication daily, but if the pain is too strong, they'll take that thing. If I can't go to sleep early, that's when it works better for me, so I can rarely do it. Yeah, me too. About the same. If I get like bad headaches from like vision things or what, rest normally helps. So that's that. All right. So XYZMC50F asks or says, thanks so much for the informative video. My mother has the exact issues you're describing. Do you know if it's genetic? Does it only mainly occur at night or during the day? And does prescription not help at all or only to a certain extent? Thank you so much in advance. Right, let's start from this first part. Do you know if it's genetic or does it? So by all research that I've made, they do say that there might be a genetic factor to it. And another factor that they say is also rubbing your eyes. Now, I know that a lot of us here, maybe we're eye rubbers and stop rubbing their eyes. Is it a coincidence? Do other people rub their eyes? I'm pretty sure they do. Did we rub our eyes more than other people? Maybe. But from the research, a lot of researchers are just not 100% sure of exactly what's causing keratoconus, and that's why it's so hard when you have it, because you don't even know how you got it. But most people will tell you, don't rub your eyes, right? That might definitely be a contributing factor, and it could be something that lays dormant genetically in most people's, maybe in your DNA, and it's through, I don't know, eye rubbing that it activates. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But what I do know is that scientists didn't give me 100% answer. So they think it's between those two things, and it yet has to be proven. Does this mainly occur at night or also during the day? That's also a great question. So for most people, at night can be worse. And I say can. The only reason why I'm saying that is because there is more light sources during night. Now the issue is that a lot of times they'll be very strong. They come from very close, and they'll give you halos, because the halos start from the point where the light is coming from. So a light that's very far away will produce halos that will not affect me the same way that if a light is right there. Like I have a light right here, and if I look at it, it's messing me up all the time. And that's why I try never to look at that side. Because if you see me doing this, a lot of times it's because of that. Like that light is very aggressive and it hurts, and I try not to look at it. But during the day, I would get really bad issues if I go out during the day and it's a very sunny day. That would cause like reflection, things like that. It just really was not helping. So the thing that people have to understand is during the day, you have a blurry vision and it affects you in many ways. But at night, where it affects you even more is that your visibility is already reduced at night. And having these sorts of lights, especially now where people are driving with LEDs, there's LEDs all over the place, it's getting harder and harder for people to see because they actually give a lot of halos, a lot of ghosting. So, when people ask me, does it mainly occur at night or during the day? I'll tell you both. But I can tell you that for some people, it might be worse at night because of the many sources of light that are attacking you. Yeah, I love this one. This one is coming from Yanis Corner 001. They say, people never understand there has been so many jobs I left because they thought it was a joke that I couldn't see and made me have anxiety about it. I was diagnosed at 22 and glasses and squinting has worked up until recently. I went to an eye doctor and got fitted for scleral lens contacts. And for the most part, they are not uncomfortable at all. And now see 2030 and 2040. I'm able now to drive. So I'm in the process of going to get my license back. About a new job where they have been wonderful with accommodating me. No one has made me feel stressed. Less than they told me I could even get an extended accommodation if needed. If needed be until I'm 100% comfortable with my contacts. But I agree, at night, I would hurry home before it got dark. I would have social anxiety, and not being able to see people's faces I would talk to was horrible. Having kids has motivated me to want to see better for sure. And I was tired of feeling embarrassed or uncomfortable about it. Yana, I'm in your corner. Yeah, about the same. I was diagnosed about the same age. Me too. I got by squinting a whole lot. I'm very happy to hear that, the lenses are helping you. I know that they're not 100% or you're not 100% comfortable with them, but I'm so happy that you found a place. And sometimes bad things happen for a reason. Now, all these people that make you feel anxiety in these jobs that you had to leave, I'm kind of glad that you left them because now you found something that's better for you. You found what you deserve. They didn't deserve you if they were treating you like that. And I know what it's like because I've had, not to name names, but I have coworkers and whatnot and, other people that thinks it's a joke, that I would joke about this kind of, you know what I mean? Like, no, we're not joking, man. This is our life. And they don't understand that because they haven't been in that situation. They've never heard about it. So they think you're making something up. And that's why we're trying to raise awareness. That's why I always tell people, if this video helps you or you think it might help someone else, share it with them. Not because I want to get views. I just want people to know that they're not alone in that situation. I had a situation where I had to remove myself. It is discrimination. When you have an issue and they're treating you like that, it is discrimination towards your illness. And now a lot of people do discrimination because they don't understand, and I try not to blame them too much, but that really riled me up when you wrote this. So I wanted you to know, I know I responded to you. You can see my comment here, but I needed to talk directly into the camera and say, Yana's corner is our corner because we're all in your corner. Thank you very much for taking the time to post this, because not a lot of people think that they're alone in their job situation. You're not alone. And if they keep doing that to you, you sue them for discrimination. That's what you do. You gather information, you gather evidence of them doing that to you and treating you differently and all that, and then you hit it with a discrimination lawsuit. Get your money, boo-boo. So here we have Hagar 6359, and they say, I got this at 13 back in the 70s. Normal glasses didn't work, So I tried different lenses, including the ones that covers the whole front of the eye. Terrible to put in, but great for playing sports, swimming, etc. At 27, I got a transplant in my left eye. I had a minor rejection, which was sorted within days since there were no problem. I've had hard lenses in my right eye, which gives me good vision. And just in the last few days, I've had contact lenses fitted for my left eye. No problems. So my vision is good with contact lenses and no problem with my transplanted cornea. I made sure I got a really good surgeon to do it, and I've only had 2 opticians since it was done. They know what they are doing, so my trust is in them. I am now 59. I would say if you can't get it done, then do it. As a specialist says, take care of it. I still play contact sport, even now, and no issues. Your problem with hard lens contact, I can get them out easily without a cup, so easy. I have many years of practice, I suppose. LOL. Definitely Hagar, like not everybody has the same issue. Hagar or Hagar, or whatever you want to say it. Not everybody has the same issues. I'm really happy to learn that some people didn't have any issues. Also, I'm glad to see someone that was diagnosed in the 70s so that guys, some people have been dealing with this for a long time and they didn't even have the resources that we have. So I'm telling you, you're not alone. And I know it sounds cheesy to say that, but you may have it better than someone else. Just keep that in mind. Here, Lebohang Mail Bo 8580. If I didn't do that name properly, I'm really sorry about that. But it says, this give me hope as a person suffering from advanced keratoconus all the way from South Africa. I hope I get the help to see the world again. But when I read something like that, it takes me back. I know exactly what you mean by see the world again. I love to take pictures. I had to stop because I could never see when something was in focus or not. I would try to guess. I'm like, oh yeah, it looks focused right now. And then you take a picture, you look at it, you put it on a big screen, you're like, ugh, no, that was not in focus. I hope you get to see the world again. And I hope that when you do gain that ability back, that you don't forget the hard days as well. That you take full advantage of your life going forward. No wasted moments. That's why I always said dynamite life, bang, bang, because I want to live life with a bang. I don't want to regret any moment. I've had so many years of me not being able to do what I wanted to do because of this, because of keratoconus. So thank you very much for commenting all the way from South Africa. I love you and keep doing your thing. I hope you feel better. And please comment. Just comment. Give me updates, guys. I need to know what's going on in your life. You know what I mean? You can't just leave me a comment and then I'm worried about you and I don't know what's going on. But I want to end on this one. It was a year ago from Cassandra. Oh, I get it. Cassandra 724. I'm going to holla at you, see if you actually have some art out there. I want to check it out. But Cassandra 724 says, thank you so much for your video. I do not have it, but today I found out that my nephew, he's 14. He does, and it's pretty bad. I recently just got guardianship over him and noticed he was squinting his eyes a lot. I can only imagine what he's thinking, as I'm sure he's keeping a lot from me. I've been doing research all day, all night until I came across your video. Nobody really talks about how you guys feel and what they're going through. And although I will move mountains to give him the treatment that he needs, no matter the cost, God will take care of that. How he feels is so much more important to me, and I want to be able to fix that too. If I can't fix it, I want him to know he can come to me. So it is important that I can be here for him, even if I completely don't understand because I'm not going through it myself. I really appreciate your video. And I feel like when I talk to him in the morning, maybe he won't feel so alone. The fact that my baby can't see this beautiful world the way everybody else does is breaking my heart. I know he's been struggling in school, struggle socially, and I've been trying everything to help him. But hold on, I'm getting choked up here. But so lost because I don't know why or what's happening. I read from it on the internet pamphlets, watch interviews, and they all say the same thing. Your video did so much for me. Thank you. There's power in having knowledge, And I know this is very new and scary. It will not defeat us. It will not defeat him. Thank you. Cassandra, I'll tell you right now, you're an amazing person. You have a lot of sympathy and you have a lot of empathy for your nephew. So I know he's in good hands. I wish that everything feels better for him, because you are right. Sometimes when these things happen, we tend to keep it for ourselves. I knew that other people didn't understand how I felt, so I stopped talking about it until one day I realized that I just have to talk to the right people. And I found the right people. So I'm very lucky when it comes to that. You're right when you say that this will not defeat you. It will not defeat him. I'm sure he's stronger than that. I'm sure he's got resolve, and we can find ways to fix this. Now, there's the cross-linking procedure that can stop or alter the progression. There is also the corneal transplant, but we know that that's I call that a last resort. And there's lenses that you can wear that will help you with your vision. Many people have commented, and I just in this video, a lot of people have good visions. And I also were able to get good, my vision back and restored so I can drive and do all these things. And so I understand how you feel. That's how I felt at the beginning when I didn't understand anything. But having someone like you that is trying to understand him, just make sure that he knows how hard you're trying to understand him. That will make the whole difference. Because I had at least one person in my corner that understood what I was going through. I didn't feel like I needed to explain it to everybody else, right? At first, I felt like I had to. But once I found that person that was in my corner that totally understood everything I was going through, that I didn't feel that I had to repeat it to other people. I didn't have to justify myself anymore. When I found the proper help, the proper doctors to acknowledge me, it made me feel better. So to know that you're not alone helps a lot. Stress that to him. You are not alone. I'm with you. I'm learning. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. But the only way for me to learn is if it comes from you. And maybe that will initiate some conversation. Maybe that will be the catalyst to help him open up a little bit more, because it is very unhealthy to keep it inside. I've done it for many years, and I'm so glad that I've opened up and I've made that video and I could talk about it. And so I could get also the response, everyone telling me you're not alone, you're not alone, you're not alone. And so many people commented and said this, that it's cemented in my brain. I know I'm not alone. So I just wanted to make sure I could pay it forward. Thank you very much for your nice comments. Thank you very much. So once again, I want to give a big shout out to Cassandra Draw 724. You're a great auntie, and I'm sure your nephew, even if it's not now, but definitely will be very grateful that he had you in his life. So keep doing a good job of protecting him, of being a guardian to him, being a nice human being to him, and giving him the support that he deserves. Thank you, Cassandra 724. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break, but we're not over yet. We're not done yet, not by a long shot. I'm gonna do a part 2, part 3 if needed. I want to go through as many comments as possible and answer as many questions as possible, because you deserve it. I try to answer to every comment. As you can see, I try to answer the comment as much as possible, but sometimes I miss some. I don't know how. YouTube notifications, it is what it is. So thank you very much for watching this one. This one is all for you. If you have more questions, please put them in the comment box down below. Like this video if it helped you in any kind of way. And as I always say, if you know someone that could be helping this video, please share it.